morning. So here we are, and it is a Friday morning, and it's a busy morning here at the clinic today. And we've got 3 dogs in for cleanings. I do a lot of these. I do lots of dental cleanings, and actually it's really exciting for me. But today we have a couple of Havanese, and I don't know if you guys know what those are. They're little herding dogs, actually, and they're really sweet and cute. But because they're a small breed dog, they have a tendency to get things like dental disease, so that's why they're here. Mom and Dad really want to take care of these guys, and you can hear Frosty in the background kind of whining. But I just wanted to kind of introduce you to them. So here we have, this is Cookie, and you can see Cookie's got an IV catheter in her leg, in her front paw, and she does have what so many people fondly call the cone of shame. But she's just laying in here quietly. She's got a nice cushy bed. And the reason we do this, guys, whenever we place an IV catheter on a pup, we need to put in, we need to protect them from chewing that out. Because at times we can't be watching them, monitoring them, just standing with them 24/7. So we put these on. They're very comfortable. They don't harm a pet in any way. And she's actually had a mild sedative. And she's also got the benefit of some essential oils that are very calming. So, you can see that Frosty here is also wearing the cone of shame, and he also has a nice little catheter placed in his leg. So both these guys are super sweet, little Havanese. And why do I put IV catheters in? You might ask, why the IV catheter? But let me explain something. In order for me to safely administer drugs, and for me to give the intravenous catheter or intravenous fluids like I like to give, it's important that we have access to their vein. And we can't have the access to a vein unless we put an IV catheter in. So that's why we do that. And Frosty's a little unhappy not being home with his mom and dad, so that's one reason he's kind of whiny. And you'll see he's also had the benefit of the drugs, but he's a little less inclined to want to be here. So now, this IV catheter allows me to place drugs right through that port. And by being able to put drugs through that port, I can safely, you see right through his port, I can put his IV fluids through there. I can administer any kind of sedatives. I can administer his anesthesia drugs. I can do whatever I need right in there. And so, hi buddy. And so that's why we do that. I am of the opinion that there's no anesthesia procedure that should ever be done without having an IV catheter placed. I don't think it's safe, and I don't think it's a good idea, and I would never ever do that. And if you went to the hospital, you would never go under surgery without the benefit of an IV catheter, allowing them to keep fluids on board so that you maintain your blood pressure, keep fluids on board so that you maintain your fluid, your hydration status. That's how they induce you under anesthesia. So when they say, hey, count back from 100, and you're just like 199. So here we go. Are you taking her? That's okay, Frosty. Okay, so go. So here's Frosty. He's gonna go, and his procedure is about to happen as we speak. Bye, buddy. And then, again, we have our other little baby here. So to continue in that line, IV catheters also allow us to then administer any kind of drugs that will allow us to help them wake up more easily. And why do we give fluids to an animal under anesthesia? One of the things that is important when we give drugs is we want them to be able to flush those drugs quickly out of their system, and fluids do that. And they help keep their blood pressure up, and they help keep them hydrated. So here at Creature Comforts Animal Hospital, that is just our standard of care. And that's just how we decided years ago, is that we want to make sure that we're doing no harm to the best of our ability, and that we're only providing the best care. So there's nobody that goes under anesthesia here. And I know one of the biggest fears for people is anesthesia. And I just want to say that I understand it. I have my own dogs go under anesthesia, and I don't ever do anything that I don't do with my own pets. But I understand that fear. So I hope that when you understand by doing certain things like running blood work before you ever place a pet under anesthesia, making sure that those organs, the liver, the kidneys, everything is working the way it should to metabolize those drugs, often eliminates most potential problems. Because if we see anything on that blood work, we're not going to proceed. We're going to address the problem and then we'll proceed later down the line. Then we do things like mild sedatives to keep them stress-free. We place IV catheters to administer fluids and administer drugs in a safe, comfortable manner. And then, we do everything. We put them on all kinds of monitors. We put them on an ECG. We put them on blood pressure. We use an SpO2, which monitors their saturation, their oxygen saturation. We listen, because no monitor replaces the human. We look, we listen, we pay attention. There's somebody with that pet from start to finish, all the way through. Our job here is to ease your fears. And our job here is to give the best care we can to make these guys comfortable and to make them happy and to give them the best outcome possible. So I want to thank you. That's what's going on today at Creature Comforts Animal Hospital. And I hope everybody has an incredible Friday and has an even more incredible weekend. Bye.